Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover from the highlights from Eminem's concert in Austin that also included this happy birthday segment.
It was this motherfucker's birthday. Yeah. And we all need to sing happy birthday to Marshall.
Yeah. I'm going home.
You ready?
Right now. You're saying right here. Going home. Going home.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. This isn't embarrassing at all. Happy birthday, dear Marshall. No, it's fine. I'll get you back. Thank you, Austin.
And we'll be exploring more on this, including some interesting reactions from fans who believe this was Eminem's best and most stacked concert in at least a decade. More on this momentarily. And today we also have more that's come from the battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, since Young Thug recently shared a post that called for peace to be made between Drake and his ATL collaborators like Future, which was wild seeing as both Future and Metro started the whole thing of Drake's quote downfall, and this raised eyebrows on the web. And we even got to hear from Drake's #1 unofficial speaker, Akademiks, who shared his thoughts that left many fans in shock, since they were expecting Akademiks to not be as objective as he was with his assessment on Drake's position right now. And spoiler alert, he believes Drake is Superman who is bleeding right now, and we'll expand on this in a moment. And at the latter part of the video, we'll be exploring some shocking hip-hop reports for last week that shows Eminem doing some damage on the hip-hop charts and more. And before we get started, as usual, if you enjoy this content, just like the hip-hop fans in the United Kingdom who clearly don't play with Eminem, as you'd see later, do the same when it comes to hitting that like button if you enjoy this content, and subscribe for more if you haven't. And starting out with the highlights from Austin, the performance was stacked to the brim. Eminem performed over 30 songs from 10 different albums, songs from 99 all the way to 2024. Check out some highlights.
About me, all they did was doubt me. Everybody with a burning mouth and trying to take shots at me, Where you going? Leave with you. Oh, you ain't come back. I'm running right back. Here we go again. It's so insane. Cause when it's going good, it's going great. I'm Superman with the wind in his back. She's always lame, but when it's bad, it's awful. I feel so ashamed. I snap. Who's that dude? I don't even know his name. I made hands on him. Still so okay, I guess I don't know my own. Some of them are doing, I'm assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman and definitive, and I made a rubber. Something anything you see, we can shake it up for me. Devastating, more than ever devastating. How to give a motherfucking money, get to feel the things like I said. Never faded, got another hater. So forever waiting for the day when they can say it. Full of the so much. I know the way to get it motivated. I'm not gonna be music. You make better music. Oh, he's too ain't. Are you serious?
And both fans who attended and fans online have been buzzing for hours on social media, as posts like these have flooded social media platforms. From Reddit, for instance, the F1 concert is one of the best he ever did since Recovery era. That's it. Maybe the Monster Tour or Coachella, but this was prime M energy. It's been a while since his voice sounded this good. The concert breaks did him good. And over on X, some have even added, how many times does this man plan to keep beating on the worst allegations? Slim is on the next level of his prime. We certainly got one of the cleanest rap god performances yet. And this man just turned 52. And moving on, before we get to the United Kingdom market, pretty much providing a strong argument about why they need to be first on the list when he plans to tour. Drake has been having quite the rough patch in 2024, relatively speaking of course, compared to how he performed before the Kendrick battle. For instance, this just happened with his latest feature on Model Capone that was reportedly streamed 881,000 times on its release day on Spotify, and this obviously wasn't enough to crack the top 200 on global Spotify. And if you've been paying attention since the battle, this has now become a recurrence for Drake after Not Like Us released. The features haven't been hitting the same, and even his lead singles have been underperforming by his standards, and reactions like these blew up on X. I told y'all Kendrick was gonna ja rule him, and y'all didn't listen to me, and we got what looks to be Akademiks coming to terms with the fact that things aren't the same anymore for Drake since the battle. Check out a snippet from a recent live stream that sparked debates.
So let's talk about Drake again, right? It's kind of Drake could drop a song and chart. We've seen him chart. Maybe you thought he's charted a little bit lower than what you thought, because clearly we do know when he dropped Scary Hours 2, all three of those songs charted 1, 2, 3, right? Now, granted, that was a planned release, but he's been doing this 100 gig thing where he's kind of like dropping music kind of through the website and through Instagram. Then it gets to DSPs. But I think his highest charting song was, I think, No Face. That was 20. That was the highest charted song. All the songs did chart. He dropped 5 songs from my belief. He's had features on a few people's, Camila Cabello, 2 of those. Had 2 features on Gordo's, and even this new song that's is that like a corrido? I don't know. Like it's a Mexican artist. It's a Mexican type music, but he's featured on it. That's a feature. So he's dropped 5 lead songs, right? That had he's only peaked at 25. So let me give you a really just honest breakdown. What I really think. I think the music industry's fucked a bit. I think Drake is a little bit distant from what he hasn't committed to dropping anything, and he's testing out the waters, but it doesn't look good for him, right? It doesn't look good for him because what we have realized, and you know, whether you want to call this a knock, and this is where the K-bots are like, we're going to clip this. I can't wait till he say we're going to clip it. It's fine. It's like we're watching Superman bleed. Like this is, and I hope you understand the analogy. Like Kendrick and Drake have never been in comparison to potency on the charts. Kendrick and even Cole, they've never been compared. Like this guy's like literally, like he's twice or 3 times bigger than both of them. These days, we're seeing Superman bleed because we're seeing Drake as human, right? What does that mean? Without his label, without a planned release, he can't just get up like he used to do and just be like, yo, 3-pack out at midnight, run it up. And what I mean by that work, we're not talking about him being number 25, which, by the way, would be fine for every other artist. That would be amazing for every other artist. But we're talking about Drake.
Copeland out.
And boy, this led to some hilarious reactions based on Kendrick's lyrics on Euphoria. Crazy long-winded way of saying them superpowers getting neutralized. And now we even got some Kendrick fans pushing theories about the source of Drake's streaming numbers. P. Drizzy fans gonna keep moving the goalpost, talking about how 100 mids leaked a week early or whatever, but no dude that gets billions of streams should be charting this bad unless he was botting his streams. Shrugs emoji. Oh, but there's more that came out of left field, especially since Future and Metro started this whole thing by featuring Kendrick on their album when things got kicked off with Like That. And so everyone was in shock when Young Thug posted this. Drake, Future and Metro booming, we all brothers. Music ain't the same without us collabing. But something even more shocking happened after this. Future reposted this by Young Thug.
What?
And this reaction blew up on X. Don't want to be too pessimistic here, but I do find it weird that Drake is always asked to sacrifice his well-being for the sake of a culture that exploits him. He can be called a deadbeat PDF file and a colonizer, but be asked to forgive and forget to keep the industry going. And in reaction to Young Thug's call for peace, we got what some believe is pretty much Akademiks legitimizing Kendrick Lamar's lyrics on Not Like Us about how Drake needs them more than they need him. Check out snippets from Akademiks' live stream.
To humble Drake a little bit, and if you ask me, I would think that these guys have thought Drake has been humbled. You know what I mean? They've looked at it like, look how alone he looks. All that I'm the best, I don't need nobody. Niggas need me. he finally realizes, like, nah, dog, that relationship ain't been like that for probably over 10 years now. Like, this is some mutual shit. Y'all, you probably, and if we're looking at the weighted scale, I think they're probably thinking Drake need them more than they need Drake. These guys do stadium, or they do arenas without Drake. They're getting #1 albums without Drake. They're having hit songs without Drake. Like, again, some of these things mutually, it was used to be exclusively you needed Drake in the mix for that. They're doing it without him. And what I think, like, again, some of these things mutually, it was used to be exclusively you needed Drake in the mix for that. They're doing it without him. And what I think that Drake always needs is that Drake always needs that bass that they have, like needs that Atlanta bass, but the street type of wave, right? I think that's why he works with 21 Savage a good amount. Like him and Savage, it checks that box. So I think they've just realized that the power dynamic may have gotten a little bit different. And by the way, if that ends, that'll be a smart move for Drake. You know what I mean? It'd be a really smart move for Drake.
And this was met with shock. I'm just surprised at the objectivity from Ak. And more on this note, this might just be the most sensible and non-biased I heard Ak in a while. However, some see the move from Future reposting Young Thug to be a move of desperation. You're a clown. He said they think Drake needs them more than they need him. You're trying to twist it so bad, laughing emoji. Future retweeting Thug because the rent is due and he realized he effed up. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. And moving on to the next point, we got a couple of updates from the week ending 18th of October. A Spotify global reports show Drake, Travis, Kanye, Eminem and Future as the top 5 most streamed rappers for the week. But things got quite interesting on YouTube. It also linked to the whole discussion about Drake's superpowers getting neutralized, and the weekly report shows Eminem as usual utterly dominate this platform. For hip-hop artists, over 140 million views this week, all while Drake didn't even make the top 100 on YouTube.
Good Lord.
Which is strange, as those of you who've been with us for some time know that Drake usually ranks in the top 5 even on YouTube Music, but lately he's failed to crack the top 100 all genres. And as you can see, 50 Cent, who hasn't been active for years, remains on the chart. And in the United Kingdom, Eminem continues to run wild on the charts. 4 albums in the top 10 for hip-hop albums, and 50 Cent occupies 2 spots. Now that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.